Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Tahir Moore.
And I'm Patrick Cloud.
And this is another episode of Damn Internet, You Scary. We got a full house today, guys. Full house with some very special guests. First and foremost, we have not had the pleasure of seeing this young lady all year, and that's not just because it's January, but
been a
because
minute.
she has been out here doing her damn thing, producing shows, making her presence being heard,
Talk about
killing it on the Grizzam.
Talk
You
about
see
it.
the hair, you know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Jonnae Thompson.
What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for having me.
And also in the house, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we got a full house, man. I didn't know this brother was coming into town until yesterday. This is my brother from another mother. When I first went out to L.A., it's one of the first people I connected with, and we hung heavy. He is from St. Louis originally, and one of the, I would say, St. Louis greatest comics. One of the greatest comics to ever come out of the city. Woo. One of my favorite comics in the world. Like him and Tony Baker are up there. I mean, the greats are always there. Damn. You know what I'm saying? But him and Tony Baker, I strive to be as funny as this brother, and it was just so effortless. Some people just got it. And this has been my brother and like mentor for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. Arvin Mitchell.
Thank you. I don't know which camera.
This is yours right here.
Okay.
So that's your single with me. Now, Wide is the middle one, and Jonnae and Pat's single is right there.
Okay.
So.
It's common sense.
Yeah. Shout out to Cam and the boys because we got so many people we don't have to Cam in. But we got a fantastic show for y'all today. Cam's still here. He still got the microphone. And just to let y'all know, we do a different opening song every episode.
Yep.
So we just rhyme Damn Internet You Scary with Dairy, Harry, Larry, Mary.
Missionary.
Ooh. Dietary.
My favorite piece.
Randiary. Non-binary. It doesn't matter. We start freestyling. The Scary Squad gives us a suggestion. February. I mean, if you can make it work.
That
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a challenge?
Oh yeah, because we all do it. So one of us, me and Pat, would do the group. I mean, do the beat, and then the other host will start it off, and then the guests jump in wherever you can jump in.
You could ad-lib, you could spit a verse.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, we're gonna kick it off whenever they start throwing it in, because they've been in here for a minute. We gonna have a fire show, man.
This is gonna be fun. I mean, you guys are from the mean streets of St. Louis, so we definitely want to go back into that and hear some stories.
Oh man,
I definitely
got the funniest stories,
man,
and also has caused the funniest stories. Like Arvin has almost got a shot and beat up.
Well, it's going to be interesting hearing this from a different point of view.
Yeah.
Because we've only heard about St. Louis through Tahir's point of view, which is damn near Grand Theft Auto. Like playing the main character in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Kidnapping, shootings, getting lit on fire. He was dangled from a helicopter upside down.
This is exciting.
This nigga was hung over the Grand Canyon and extorted.
You gotta realize, like, Pat is the complete opposite. Pat grew up with a 2-parent household. His dad was a doctor, mom a lawyer. He got tucked in, kissed on the forehead.
Yeah,
he learned 3 languages by the age of 8. He plays piano and keyboard, guitar. He's just a wizard, you know.
Dude, this sounds like a lie.
No,
Three of those things were true.
You sound like you were being like born and bred to be the talented 10th, right? No, you guys friends like he's gonna be.
And the music.
See?
Yeah, the music thing is definitely like Pat would just pull up to a piano and just start playing wherever he at. Like super talented. I showed you the video. I don't understand how Pat's brain works.
Wow.
And this is crazy because like I'm fans of everybody here. Like Jonnae has one of the most beautiful voices that you would ever hear in comedy and like in singing, right? And she blends the two so effortlessly and beautifully. That obviously one of her favorite jokes has singing in it, and it has been my ongoing favorite joke for like
mine too.
7
stop
years.
stealing it, comedians. I heard big names doing my shit on the road, but
No way.
I ain't gonna. But
I'm not surprised.
You see what I mean?
I'm not surprised.
Wait,
You know who it belongs to.
Can you just say
You know
the
what I
premise
mean?
so we
You know
can
what I'm
stamp
saying? You know
it
what I
as
mean? You know,
John
Jill
A's right
Scott
here?
be eating the meals. Period. You know what I mean? Made me some breakfast. What? Toast, 2 scrambled. Like
I
it's
was
the
in the
way
audience
you
for
feel
that.
me. Like
No.
you know.
Yeah.
All right, that's John A's.
Yeah,
guys.
that's
Hands
you
off.
know what I mean.
Yeah, listen, we'll talk when the camera's off. You know,
Well, we gotta wait till the
Right.
camera
because we don't do that.
Stop
on the show.
stealing
We
from
don't do that.
comedians. I just need to say that to more than
It's a
2
time and a
people.
place.
You
It's
know-
a time and a place.
You know, the thing I do want to say about that, without saying that part, is like people say I've had a comic that I know say one of my jokes, St. Louis Slim. I say names, and he's still a friend of mine. But I'm
Hell
going
yeah.
like, and he apologized to me. Like he owned it, but the fact that
I've never heard a story end like that ever. That's rare.
That's big, yeah.
I mean, people find themselves in these awkward places, but you do you. That's why every joke you tell might not have a punchline, but make it true.
Yeah.
And if you gonna embellish or whatever, just make sure it's your own embellishment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's too much living out here going on for you to have to steal somebody else's life.
Right.
Like that's their property and everything. So anyway,
one of the reasons that you never heard it end like that is because a lot of people would not want to go to war with Arvin. Like, I'm a wild boy, right? And you know I can hold a grudge and shit like that, but like for the most part, most I'll do is just load up the pistol and just like, but then I'll unload it, pray, regain my center. Arvin is the type. I remember one time he got into it with a club owner. I won't say the city or the club, anything like that. I'll just say this motherfucker Arvin got into it with a club owner, and he got so upset that he went home and got like an industrial ladder. And went back to the club and stole all the letters for the marquee.
You know what?
That's the level of petty
I
and
didn't
crazy
see that
that
coming.
you're dealing with.
That really happened?
Oh, that's just one of the many.
You wanted to paint.
Stole his letters?
I wanted to paint that he doesn't pay his comics on the club, but it would have taken too long and I would have got caught.
She just left with the letters.
I did what I could do.
Did you rearrange some of the letters to say something else?
No, took them.
Just took them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just all of them. No, he
That
has
is
one.
literally like
he has a couple
nigga
dollar
Bart
signs
Simpson.
and then the numbers.
Didn't
of
Bart
one
Simpson
to
used to do
nine.
that?
And the reason why is not because I'm not crazy, but this is a fraternity. We need our respect. It's a job. We provide a service to the world. Respect what we do. That's it.
Well, I mean, the nigga's
real.
lucky you didn't do what most comics seem to do and beat him up. Because, I mean,
That's too easy.
The Scary Squad saw us comparing tattoos earlier. This nigga was like, yeah, I just got my arm done. And he showed us. He took off his jacket. The muscles kept coming out. This nigga took his jacket off for 17 minutes.
No.
I believe these stories. I was just like, God, all right.
Arvin wants me
This
to
artist had a lot of canvas.
put my story in a book, but y'all really need to hear Arvin's story. We're not going to do it on this show because it would take too much time, and we got another amazing guest here, so we're not going to isolate the show, but Arvin has a story, bro.
Yeah.
And I really feel like a lot of people that make it out of St. Louis do. The ones that are meant for a certain level of greatness and responsibility do. But, yo, you got to tell them you got to tell them how you got into comedy and what you were doing right before, where you were at. Just real quick, and then we're going to go into the song, then we get into the show.
Okay. Well, I went to high school for law enforcement. I graduated and went straight to the penitentiary. And I got a assault on a law enforcement officer.
Was that a coworker at that point, or?
Nah, he wasn't a coworker. I wasn't the officer. I just graduated from the program, and I got pulled over in a stolen car, and I didn't feel like going to jail. So I pulled off.
That's valid.
And he said, I knocked him in the oncoming traffic. I never touched the man. We got in a high-speed chase. They spun out. They wrecked.
Wait, the cops
Yes,
spun out.
and wrecked. And I was dumb, and I love cars so much, I kept the stolen car. So long.
Instead of getting
rid of
it that night.
Or at least getting a paint
So
job?
you got away and you.
I love cars so much, I stole this car, and I washed it. This is not a joke.
You know how much of a car enthusiast you have to be to wash a stolen car.
So the cops passed, and they're like, it couldn't have been that. The car we chased was dirty.
No. This is like a week later. Arvin's washing the
This 2
car
weeks later, I kept
like
the car.
it's his.
The car had Outlaw on the license plate. I was like, that's my favorite song by Tupac.
You thought
And
This
you're like,
car-
what a
Dang.
coincidence.
This car is a godsend.
So
God
wait,
wanted me to have this car.
can you can talk about the chase. Can you talk about the actually stealing of the car?
Yeah, I could talk about whatever.
So
He did the time there.
Yeah.
So wait,
Right,
so
yeah.
wait, was
No
this
double jeopardy.
So did you get pulled over right after you stole it?
No. When I tell you I was chilling in this car, bruh, I did wash it. I detailed it. I had the lemon air freshener in it. It was popping. I had my little CDs on the seat and everything. And I kept it. I kept it for a very long. I didn't know I was being tailed by the guys friends because he was in an organization that I will not mention. I'm smart enough to do that now.
Okay.
And
Illuminati.
no, they might as well be. So yeah, I kept the car for a long time, and I was tripping. And yeah, that's the beginning of my story.
You
And,
had 5 stars, and you were still just like,
dude,
I like this car though.
dude, the car was beautiful.
So you got pulled over. You were like, nah.
I never heard somebody say, I ain't feel like going to jail
Right.
that night.
I did.
So
took off.
I'm
Wasn't
assuming
my
he was
night.
at the window when you pulled off, and that's why he said you
Yeah.
knocked him into.
Well, he pushed off the car, but he said I knocked him in the oncoming
I
traffic.
feel like anytime somebody does anything close to disrespectful to a cop, they add all types of stuff.
yeah.
So,
for
well,
sure.
so here's the thing: they lynching us on paper. If they can't shoot you, they'll lynch you on paper. Like they will
God
take
damn.
you out on paper. And it was only
Damn.
I don't know if I should put by God's grace in this part of the conversation, but his partner told the truth. His partner was a rookie, and he told what actually happened. And I fought my own case. They tried to give me 25 years for
Yeah,
that.
you were your own lawyer?
Yes, because my lawyer told me the least I was going to do was 18 years.
Oh no.
And I said, I can't do 18 years. I have a daughter. She said, you should have thought about that before you broke the law. And
The
I
lawyer said
the
that?
lawyer! And I fired her right then.
That is
from
judge
jail.
talk.
Yeah.
From jail?
I fired him from jail.
And then you're like,
Boss.
well, what now?
I was on my own.
You
And
started-
I ended up getting myself 5 years. And I had to do 3 years on that.
Wait. So the nigga who went to school for it said 18 minimum.
Right.
18. Yeah.
And you were like, this can't be that hard. And you learned law and shaved off 13 years?
That's
Bro, I love how good you are in math so immediately.
this is a bit
As
of a
much
movie.
as I despise the word nigga, you used it so eloquently. Yes, that's exactly what happened. And
Wow.
and
That nigga was bad at his
Bruh.
job.
Everybody was going out to rec to play basketball on a daily basis. I was in the law library.
Just reading.
Period.
I had
He was
to
on
get
your
out,
Malcolm
dude.
X.
I always knew exactly
Yeah.
because you use it as a college. I had
smart.
to get. I never touched that man. How ironic is it that I went to school for law enforcement and I end up in a penitentiary?
So was the whole charge based on you pushing off him? No, it wasn't the high speed wreck, the chase of
It
the
wasn't
wreck.
none of that. He wanted me gone for assault on a law enforcement officer because that's the biggest charge.
But how much is fleeing
they
from the
charge
police and making them wreck?
It didn't even matter. They didn't charge me for that, and I don't know.
They didn't
I
charge you for that?
No, they wanted the assault on a law enforcement officer.
Ah, I thought that was tacked on to a list of
Oh
other
man, that's if you
Nah,
get
then he
if
would've-
I
then he
get
would've had
that
to do the 18.
yeah.
Then he
So
would've had
that's
to-
like if you get a shopping spree to go any mall in the world, you want the biggest item. They don't care about these shirts and stuff. Like
Right.
I took a wall out. You know what I mean? And they wanted he wanted me to do that 25 years. And I think
Wow.
it was because he was ego tripping. I got away from him. It was sleeting outside. I'm in a high-speed chase. I skirted you, and I kept the car.
So you got away from them.
Yes.
And then kept the car,
Like
washed
an
it, didn't
idiot.
change anything.
I didn't change a thing.
And they just
but
kind
the
of
dirt
arrested
on it.
They
I
just
washed it.
they
Someone
just
clean
arrested
it
you a
up.
week later, like, hey again.
It was so embarrassing, man. I hate that we talking about this.
No,
It was-
this is
it was-
Write the book.
I'm
It's a
writing the
great
book.
story.
I'm writing the book.
want the
but
movie, too.
dude, this is like the intro. The craziest thing that happened out of all of that. I should make you wait for the book. I shouldn't even say it on
Look,
the podcast.
nah, I
how
wanna
about
know.
this?
Give
From
us
law
exclusive.
to outlaw.
Ooh,
Period.
I
All
like
I
that.
want is what?
I like
2%. I don't even need a full 10.
That's
And
You
here's
know
the
what?
crazy
You feel
thing. Here's
me?
the crazy thing. I mean, take your part, unless you want to hold it.
That was a weak dap, by the way. So
you
You know what?
That was left-handed.
It's up to you. You want me to say
Say it.
All right.
I would love to
So
hear this.
I get locked up. I do the time, and I'm foolish throughout the whole bid. Like I'm wilding.
What's that
Like,
mean in jail?
It means I was acting a fool, like I couldn't be touched, and I had one of these guys who was doing at least 30 years pull me to the side and say, "Man, you need to chill out." And I didn't see what I was doing was wrong. When you're in there, like people in there with life without, that's their home. I'm just passing through.
Right.
Hopefully, because
Right.
you can end up with more time.
Right.
And when he did that, it let me know that he actually cared for me because it was guys in there that wanted to stab me for
They could
things.
kill you, right?
Yeah, for the simplest things. I was making a lot of noise in the chow hall. I was just.
What
I
you mean
didn't
making
care.
a lot of noise?
I would go down in the child hall where they were having, we would have lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I made this noise because it had like an echo effect. I would go, oh, oh, and it would like vibrate throughout.
You
Okay.
went to prison
Had a
and
bird
was
call.
just doing stuff
I was
like
wilding.
that. Hey,
It was like camp to me until,
Not camp.
until one of the campers was like, some of these niggas want to kill you.
bruh. When dude pulled me to the side and told me Stretch wanted to do something to me.
Stretch.
They called him
Name
Stretch 'cause
names.
that's how tall he was. It looked
Oh,
like he was
shit.
stretching.
Oh shit.
He was tall as hell. Stretch wanted to do something to me. The other dude they called the dentist because he killed people and then he pulled their teeth.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Bruh, this
the
is why.
dentist.
That's why I said I don't
He,
want to
he
go
carried.
down.
He had,
bro.
he had. Wait. He had pliers on him.
No,
How was
I
it-
don't know what he had on him, but this was when he was out.
Finger. Oh.
Yeah, this is when he was out, and I used to aggravate. He's just a goofy looking white dude.
The
that I-
dentist?
That be
Yeah,
the
the
ones,
dentist.
though. That be the ones.
And I didn't know he was a serial killer. And Stretch didn't like me making that noise because he was. I shouldn't even say this dude's name. Well, anyway,
That's what I
it's
was
too
thinking
late.
the
You're still
moment
in
you
there.
said it.
He got
Okay,
life
we
without.
gotta edit it out.
He got life. He got life without.
Yeah, edit that.
But anyway, I would make that noise and it would draw attention to the table that he was sitting at, and he was selling homosexuals from his table for cigarettes, and I shouldn't have did that, and I didn't know any better because I was just passing.
He was selling. He was slinging people off the
Yeah,
table.
For,
It's like
for
people's
cigarettes?
Yeah.
That
for
don't
cigarettes.
seem like an even trade. Like how
So
much?
somebody
But
comes
bro,
out
how
like-
many?
Like an even
Nah,
trade.
I know. I
how
need
much
to know
for
the
this one?
ratio. How many
Oh, this gonna-
cigarettes
this-
are we talking?
This nigga a cart.
Dead ass.
He's a cart. He's new. It's tight. But
No,
you can
for
do
real.
it for a cart.
That don't
God
seem like an
damn.
even trade.
It don't. Like
Imagine
how
getting
many?
sold for like 2 cigarettes? Like,
No, like
nigga,
for real. Like
pay for
how
the whole
many
pack.
cigarettes
I
are we talking? I gotta
I
know
can't get
how
the whole
many
pack.
There's
cigarettes.
not enough cigarettes for you to enter me.
A whole booty hole.
A whole one. Like,
So
yeah.
listen,
Cigarette butts and butts.
Here's the craziest thing.
Oh
like,
my God.
We always end up talking to comics and our friends and stuff like that. And like when me, there are a couple stories I've told like in the past 6 months to people, and they be like, "Why isn't this on stage?" Like Arvin has
It's
talked about
wild.
none of this on stage.
Serious.
The car
Oh, you
chase,
must be-
That-
you
that-
must
the
be
car
funny as
chase
hell.
at least
You
needs
must be
to live
funny
on
as hell.
stage.
Bruh,
Oh, he
This
is.
would be
I
the
haven't
only
even
things
told
I'd have
you
to talk
my
about.
favorite part of this whole thing after I lived through it. But the reason why I don't talk about it on stage, like when I first started doing comedy, and Lavelle Crawford, the monster of comedy,
Monster.
this dude is a. And I'm so honored that I'm from his hometown. And
He's from St. Louis too.
yeah, man, I started doing comedy at his
Isaiah
room.
Kelly tours with him right now.
Yeah, he's so blessed
Yeah.
to be on tour with this
The
dude.
monster, just to see how he think.
Yeah, and Lavelle's so intelligent. Like the stuff he knows about, it'll blow your mind. Like you're like, why you know that?
And he's so
Yeah.
simple. A perfect day for Lavelle Crawford is good weather to go fishing in.
Yeah, and he a mama's boy.
And that's what
I thought I was a mama's boy.
Everybody's green room is different. I'll go out with DL. Everybody's smoking a cigar. We got expensive tequila, expensive whiskey. He already paid the smoking fine in the club so we can smoke it. DL ashing on the floor. I mean, it's a party. We go out with Kev. We all chilling. Everybody's in their own space.
Yeah.
You know, the vibe is right. I go out with Lavelle. It's me, him, and his
his
mama
mama.
watching ID.
Yeah.
Watching
Wow.
the
Yeah.
ID channel.
His
in
mother
the
is-
In the
Wow.
green room.
Yeah.
That's it.
Before shooting.
before-
Nobody's
show.
talking. We just chilling. He's watching the IG channel. I mean, the ID channel or IGTV.
Is that hitting his rider? That my mom have to be.
His mom is just always there. His mom collects the money when he does the pictures and the shirts.
Fire.
That's
Dude,
it.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Fire. Hey,
I just
that
I want
is dope.
It is, dude.
That's so
I thought
tight.
I mean I love my mama, but when I see Lavelle love on his mama, Lavelle was late coming to a show I was featuring for him on, and I had to keep doing time, and I love being on stage, so
Right.
it wasn't a problem. But I'm
Same-
like,
same
he's
thing.
enjoying his mother. Like you talking about
that's why
flowers
he was
now?
late.
Yeah, because he was hanging with his mother.
That's
like
so
his,
lit.
his
He's
mother
not gonna
is
rush it
so.
It sounds like a
He-
comedian mafia boss. Like that's like
Like-
the, like a trait that they would have. Like
Right.
he's always with, like that's fire.
They
Yeah,
do.
and
They
his-
love their mamas.
His mama is a sweetheart, man. I gotta tell this Lavelle story, and we gotta spend some time on you, Jonnae, because I haven't seen you
I'm
in a long
enjoying
time.
it. And you know, well, I'll get to that later, but I'll give you your flowers too. Like this,
Man.
Arvin is a real one.
A real
we
one.
all real, like
Yes.
for real. For
Dude.
real.
I'm surprised I've
You
never
know,
met you, man.
he's
This
good.
is
Because
You have now.
by the time I got at All Deaf, he was already shaking and moving and doing
Okay.
more. He was doing cruise ships at that time.
Yeah.
This is right before you moved to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So you was doing cruise ships, so he wasn't in town.
Yeah.
Because when I started
Yeah.
doing the Wednesday nights every night, when he did come to town, I was like, I'm throwing you up. I don't care who's on the show. You my bro, and you my favorite comedian.
And I love you for that, man. Seriously.
So,
I gotta see you.
But he was always gone either at colleges or cruise ships. Like he was getting to the money. Cause this motherfucker wanted to buy an RV. He's like, I don't want to pay these motherfuckers nothing. I'm gonna get an RV
That's
and
the
all
most
of this
like.
shit.
That's like the ideal, like I'm going to LA type of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he had
I'm
already
not-
been here for so long, and he had an
not
apartment.
in any
This motherfucker was Airbnb his apartment out, and he was sleeping in basically the laundry room so he can get the most money for his Airbnb.
Yeah.
This nigga's the Punisher.
Bruh. I haven't seen that, but I did that because I was like, Tahir explained this to me years ago, like why he buys so many things, like headphones and all these gadgets and stuff. Because a lot of times we grow up not knowing about money, and we have a poverty mentality. Like I'll never
Survivor
have this
mode,
again,
yep.
and that's what I was doing that for, because I'm like, I live in LA now, and I want a house with a pool. I want a house with a pool. So I can't believe you just said that.
That's
I was
real.
in the laundry room. I was literally in the laundry room, and I was renting out rooms in my apartment.
You had a 3-bedroom
I had a
apartment,
3-bedroom,
and he's sleeping
and
in the
I'm
laundry
in the
room.
laundry room.
The laundry room
With,
was like
with the laundromat.
Wait, you were sleeping in the laundry room?
yes. He's
Bruh.
sleeping next to the washer and the dryer, and got a cot
Wow.
in the laundry room. So
Was
he
this
can make
after
them-
prison?
Yeah.
Did that play a part of it?
No, this is
No,
years
it
after
actually
prison.
did.
I know
It
you
was
serious.
To a
Years
degree.
after
Well,
prison.
to a degree.
I just know a
because-
lot of people who came home and still have certain traits.
Yeah.
that
Dude,
make them
I was
feel
so
comfortable.
institutionalized. I told who I tell this to today. I told this to Farron while I was
Okay.
sitting there. I said, I forgot how old I was. While I was in there, time just cycles. Like right now in the pandemic, it just
It ain't like
cycles
this.
so much.
It's Monday, January, whatever.
It's gray day. Every day in prison is gray outside.
Does that make it better?
Hell no.
No, I mean just for like keeping the track of how much time there is.
No. That's why I realized in hindsight, that's why people put those X's in
The little
on
tallies?
Yeah, that's why they do that. You can remember, oh, today is such and such. Man, the dude that was in the cell next to me was so institutionalized. You could order stuff from this magazine called eBay, and he ordered those. Remember when you get your first apartment, you get the little bathroom set with the carpet on top of the toilet and the mat
Yeah.
that match? He had the whole cell with those little carpets. Beauty of the Week on the wall with toothpaste, painted the cell.
With toothpaste, what you mean? That's how it's
Toothpaste,
stuck.
'Cause they had no-
Toothpaste is
they
the
had no-
glue.
They don't have no tape. You don't have the regular luxuries or just the regular daily devices that we need to survive.
Right.
They have to amend everything. So,
Yeah.
So
toothpaste is glue.
I swear the most creative niggas on earth are
No,
in
for
prison.
real.
Coffee, Skittles, or paint and ink for tattoos. Everything like
Melting
Wait,
the
coffee
color
and
off,
Skittles?
right?
like coffee. Like
You melt the color off?
Well, they would like just rub it on a paper towel to get the color, or they can put it in water to get the color.
So
off
that's
the
what
Niggas are
prison
geniuses.
tattoos are
No,
made
not
of.
Well, those type of tattoos are usually done with ink pens. like they use
With
the ink for the ink
like
pen.
with guitar
but
string,
like they
what
use the
was it?
Skittles to like paint and stuff, and the coffee to paint and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
This
and
is
you-
why Netflix keeps dropping prison documentaries, because it's like people
No,
who
it's
have,
an-
People
people
wanna
who
know.
don't know think that like, oh, I kind of know what it's like to be in prison. And then another documentary
You have
where
no
they
idea.
they keep dropping new things, and you're like, oh, what? Like I just heard about the whole like communicating through toilets.
Dude, the toilet, that blew my mind. That
Talk
one
And
right
it's
there.
just that's why these
Yeah.
things keep coming out, because
Yeah.
it's just like, yo.
There's not a person I wanted to communicate with bad
That's
enough to put my
crazy.
face in the toilet. Like, hey man, how you doing?
It's the how you hang up the phone call for me. That's
Flush?
flush. You gotta
That's
flush
crazy.
that.
I'm mad at
Yeah.
you.
hilarious.
When
In
you
the
hear
middle
that
of the conversation, man,
because
fuck
it takes
you.
like a whole like at least an hour to even get to prep the phone, right? You got to make it, you got to drain it, and you know,
Right, right.
you got to siphon it.
That
I
means
wasn't
you're
talking to
not
nobody
you're not
in
gonna
there
hang
through
up
a
as
toilet.
fast. Even if it was like a women's floor, which is the only time I've seen it.
Yeah, that's jail. There's a difference between jail and prison.
But would you have done it in jail?
No.
To talk to
I
a
don't
woman?
wanna
What do
talk
you
to
mean,
a
like
woman in
prison?
there.
There's
That's
just
not
no.
that bad?
It's not like a florist thing.
No, prison is like one gender only. There's
Right.
no like some jails they'll separate the men from the women, and you could talk to them through the wall or whatever.
Oh, you're
But-
saying prison? The entire institution is all men. There's no.
yeah,
There's not
'cause
even women
you
there.
going
at
to
all.
do time. They're
Oh.
not debating on whether or not you're going back and forth to court. Just that's what jail is for. Prison is you about to sit
Prison
down.
is long haul. Prison
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you've been sentenced.
You've been sentenced.
Okay.
You know what your bid is. Typically, you go there if you're doing 5 or more because it's for the long haul. So they try to make it as comfortable comfortable as possible. Jail is usually like it's the interim, like
what's the
you're
most?
waiting.
It's purgatory.
Yeah, you're just waiting. You don't know
Hilarious.
what
That's
you're
a great
getting.
way to.
What's the
No,
most
really,
what?
yeah.
What's the most time you can do in jail before it's like,
that's-
okay, I gotta set
It's
this prison?
unlimited.
It's
because,
unlimited. 'Cause
Yeah. Go ahead.
you can get a court date.
I hate to sound
go.
like an expert on this.
You can get a court date, go, and new evidence could be found or evidence could be thrown out, but you still aren't sentenced yet. So you can have multiple court dates before you're actually sentenced. And you don't actually go to prison until you're sentenced.
That's added into your time, right?
Sometimes they can consider it for time served. Sometimes they don't.
That's what they did for me.
Yeah,
and I
it
was
can
so
run-
glad.
Yeah.
You said they did include
They
it.
did that for me, bro. I was,
Yeah,
dude,
they can
because
run
I sat in
concurrent, and
jail.
then also like you can get charged with multiple things, and you have to do time for each charge, or it can run concurrently. So if you get charged for
They could separate all of them?
yes,
That's
you
fucked.
get charged
That's
15
what they
years for
call-
murder. You can get charged 7 years for armed robbery, and then you can get charged like another 6
Robbery.
years for
Okay,
for,
robbery, armed robbery. I'm sorry.
robbery.
But that
I
would,
used to
but
say
that would,
robbery.
equal, that would
I'm
equal
calling it
22
robbery.
years? That,
Yeah,
would, that
you have to
7
run
wouldn't
that-
happen
you
You
run
are
towards
that
the
great
15?
with math.
Yeah.
You
That's
really
what they
are.
call running wild. When they run, they just scatter it all around.
Is that to make an example out of what you did?
It's just legally. It's just Sometimes it is, and other times it's like we can't run this with that.
That's,
And then you can
that's
get
why
more
crime
time
doesn't
while
pay.
you're in
I'm
there
learning
for
so
doing
much.
things while
Oh,
you're
there's
in
a
there.
lot of people
You
that
say
get
so
way
much.
more time after their sentence, whether it's trying to defend yourself or whatever. Like, it's not worth
And
the risk.
if people know that you got a parole hearing coming up and they don't like you, they will intentionally ruin your chances
Taunt
of
you
getting
and shit.
parole. So they'll start a fight with you. They'll try to get you in the shower. They'll take some of your stuff, go in your cell and steal your stuff to provoke you to do something. So you get in
fuck
trouble
your own time
and
up?
mess up your parole.
That's what
Stay
happened when
woke.
it was time for me to come home. Somebody reached in my cell. I don't know what they used. Sometimes they use a mop stick, a broomstick, or whatever, and they reach in there and they finagle a way to get your things. They took my wave brush. They took my underwear and something else.
Oh,
and
have it. You can have it.
Yeah, I'm like,
towards
dude,
the end,
I'm going home.
I'm about to
I'm about to have
fight,
all the
stab
wave brushes.
somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, where's
Yeah.
my brush?
Yeah, but
Right.
I need these waves waving.
But if you institutionalize, that's
Yeah,
it. That'll
you'd be
trip you up.
amazed how things can trigger you. This dude was passing me a piece of gum. Somebody was passing me a piece of gum one day, and this cat named Rabbit was the Walkman, meaning he was the only person out of his cell that was allowed to transfer stuff from cell to cell. And somebody sent me a piece of gum. It was a bazooka or something.
Somebody
And-
on the outside?
No, it's just somebody from another
in the
cell.
cell.
Oh,
He's supposed to be. He was the man to communicate this to me. Just bring me the gum, and he stopped in front of my cell, opened the wrapper, and chewed it in my face.
Oh.
Now, to somebody out in the world,
That's disrespect.
Okay, you got you some gum, but in there, I'm looking at him. I said, I'm gonna beat the sleeves off you tomorrow.
You said
when they
that?
rack these gates, yes, I'm going to beat the sleeves off. I was gonna hurt this dude. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it's just
Bazooka
it's a
hit
figure
different.
speech.
I feel you.
Man,
Beat the
it
sleeves.
does.
Bazooka.
It hits
It's
so
bazooka.
different.
It come with a
You
comic.
see-
Come with a comic.
Beaten up and you
Come with
still.
a comic.
It do like they take like that
What
shit
you
is
said?
worth
It
it.
comes with a
That's
comic.
more worth it than a cigarette booty tray.
Oh, I love that.
That's
I'm
more
using
worth
that.
it than a cigarette
Oh,
booty
yeah,
tray.
that's
If
worth-
you ask
that's worth
me,
the
It comes with a what?
Like
a comic. Like
That's
they
like
put
how
a
the
whole
comics
ass
is.
Bazooka
comic.
has a joke in it, and I want this
You
for
wanted
the
that?
punchline.
Yeah, bro.
And he ate it. He ate my gum. And
I
he
feel you,
balled up the
1000.
punchline.
Ooh.
Oh, Jonnae, I gotta use that.
That
That's
shit
priceless.
is. Ooh.
I still don't.
I'm
I
mad.
said, well,
You'll see. I'm
so
gonna
the
give you
gum-
some
so the
bazooka.
gum-
You'll
the
get
gum
it.
has wrapper, and then inside of that is another wrapper, and that wrapper it actually has like a comic strip
It's
on it.
art on it
It's
and
like a
everything.
full-
Comic. That
Yeah.
comic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it has
Oh,
like,
okay. I was
Yeah,
thinking.
So
Like a
it's
whole
like a
comic
2 for
strip.
1. You
I
get the
thought you meant-
gum and you get the
You get a
entertainment.
whole
I thought you
comic
meant. I
book
thought you meant
for
like
5
a comedian.
cents, bro. 5
Yeah,
cents.
Bro,
Okay, yeah.
He ate that gum.
Like that's
He
the.
ate that gum.
That's
He
yeah.
threw away the wrapper and stood there and far enough from the bars where
So
I
you
couldn't
can't
even reach
grab
him.
them, yeah.
When we rack these bars tomorrow, when I see you on the yard, I'm beating you.
And it was your what day? Like it was how close were you to being released?
I don't know. I didn't think about that at the time.
Did he blow a bubble though? That's all I know. If he blew a bubble, because if he blew a bubble with that shit, that changes the game.
You know how
Did he?
he did that.
He popped it coming.
He popped, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
he did
understand,
all
bro.
of that.
It's the
And-
principle.
And when he walked away, like if I could have turned colors,
Oof.
like white people do sometimes, they can turn red. I would have did that.
Yeah.
He walked away. I was like, I can't wait till breakfast tomorrow. I'm gonna beat the living hell out
How
of this
big
dude.
was?
He was a little shorter than me, but he was real stocky. But I didn't care.
I figure everybody in Jollies was.
Nah, everybody's not.
Everybody's not. You be surprised.
So when he walked away and I couldn't hear him anymore, I couldn't see him anymore, the guy in the cell next to me, he said, Mitch, come here. I said, what's up? He said, I heard what you said to him. What's wrong with you? I said, what you mean? He said, you got an outdate. He said, you going home. You gonna fight him over a piece of gum like an animal? He said, that's what animals do. They act off instinct. It was so profound, I didn't have a rebuttal. Because he was so right. And I'm like, I'm about to lose my mind up in here over a piece of gum.
Which is crazy, because even if you win the fight, he's like, yeah, you staying in here, nigga. Yeah. Damn.
To Tahir's point, when your date is coming up, you going home, your freedom, your vaginal experience, all this woman loving and your mama, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
What we talking about?
No, I'm saying
all the stuff you've been missing out on.
I'm going to jeopardize my nieces and nephews, my daughter, who I fought this 25 years they were trying to give me over a piece of gum.
That's
because
insane.
I'm so mad that he bruised my ego from chewing a piece of gum.
Pride is one of our biggest weaknesses.
It's people in jail for that and for less. You know?
Bruh,
Pride is one of our
if you in that
biggest
space.
Jonnae,
I think we're in a good space. Let's get this intro going right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get a beat going because I've missed a couple things, but I just get a beat going. Pat to kick it off. Arvin, if you want to go, or Jonnae, if you want to go, you want to sing, rap, whatever you want to do. We're gonna do old school hip hop and get it going right now. Here we go.
Yeah, it's common. What's going on? Chi-Town. Hip hop went out to the west and died. You know what I'm saying? Light a trash can on fire. This is that New York real hip hop, real hip hop. Yeah,
Arsonist.
yeah. Got a grenade through incendiaries. Damn internet, you were kinda scary. I smashed the bitch missionary. Damn internet, you were kinda scary. Ayy, chopping down a tree that's cherry. Ayy, where you at, girl? Mary. Ayy, here you at, it's kinda scary. Ayy, damn internet, Jonnae, what you gotta say? Oh yeah, oil of Olay. Did you use that on your hands? Cause you kinda moist. No ashiness in here, girl. Go on with it. Come on.
Moist up in my hands.
Hey.
Thanks to my motherfucking man.
Hey.
With the smooth, expensive lubricant.
Lubricant. Hey.
Ooh, I'm greasy.
Greasy.
Cause the internet scary.
Hey.
I'm real oily.
Real oily. Now I'm gonna pass it off to another girl.
Real silky.
Hey, what you got for us? Some prison bars?
Hey man, I've been
Penitentiary.
free for a while.
Hey.
You didn't have to throw me like that on the dial.
Yeah.
I'ma go in and go kind of wild, do some jokes and go about a mile.
Yeah.
I'm hiking. I'm striking.
Yeah.
I'm liking being on this podcast.
Hey.
I'm gonna move smooth. Try not to curse cause my mama is listening, dude. So,
Listen, dude, we getting food. Lunch some lottery is right after this. But if you miss it, turn back your dial and you can catch it. My homie Pat is to the back and he got his head locked with the ratchet. Jonnae is on the vocals. And did you know she's hopeful for everybody's career to blow like nitro? Did I trip you when I stick the knife in slow like Biggie with the flow? Here we go. Wave the fofo. They didn't know they had it down slow. I lost it, but I got it back. My homie Arvin's back. We about to put St. Louis on the map like that.
it's Biggie Smalls in the house. I'm doing impressions. Hit you in the mouth. I'm eating nachos.
That was
Ponchos.
a fantastic surprise. A surprise Biggie appearance.
Another one.
Listen, let me
The
tell you
ghost
something.
of Biggie Smalls.
You don't realize how buzzed you are until you're like, oh shit, I gotta rhyme.
I was like,
I finished this whole talk and I was like, whoa.
Talking is so much easier.
Talking is easy.
Cause you're like,
This is
you're
true.
saying stuff and
Freedom.
you're like, oh shit, I gotta rhyme. I'm
I
at
forgot
I'm at
we
the
had
back
the
of
rap.
this. I'm at the back of this sentence, and
We
I
should
have
have
no
started
rhymes
with
to
that.
say.
Jonnae, your voice is so beautiful.
Thank you.
I want to do a real song. Like,
The
for real.
sampling though.
Like
Thank
what we just did, your voice is so beautiful. I'm like, we could cut a track.
Let's
But
do it.
when it was her
Let's
time
do
to sing,
it.
she sang, and when it wasn't, she was just doing little samples.
You know, I know when to
We
get in
doing
the
this.
pocket.
That's
you
what
know
I'm saying.
I
You have a little
mean?
pocket
You know what
there.
I'm saying? I know.
Yo.
I'm so glad that we got it on camera.
It's so sultry.
We got
Oh,
we
it
got a way
was
to
very
remember to
sultry.
always go back to it, and that's similar to like Paint Your Life. Okay, Paint Your Life is a brand new company that, well, not brand new, they're a new company that is making it able to control and keep those memories to yourself. And Paint Your Life is so dope because it is one of the only companies that gets you a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price. And you can even combine photos with it. So let's say that you have a deceased grandparent or cousin or something like that you want in a family photo. You send both photos, you let them know everything, and they will send you that photo. And I tell you, you can receive this portrait in as little as 2 weeks. That's exactly what I mean. Not only that, you are aware of every step of the process when you're doing this. It is an amazing gift for families, friends, for children, for loved ones. A lot of people get their dogs put in these pictures. Like, it is one of those presents that is completely priceless, but lasts for an entire lifetime. It's meaningful, it's personal, and it can be cherished forever. It makes great birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, wedding gifts. You can get action shots, you can get standing shots, you can get family shots. It doesn't matter. This is amazing gift and truly professional. I got the portrait. You just came
behind
from my house.
behind your couch.
Behind the couch.
Yeah.
You saw it. He
Yeah.
was just at my house. This is his first time being at the new place. He saw the picture of me and
Tahir
Fran in the
rich,
white.
y'all.
Chill
He
out.
rich.
Chill
I
out,
knew
chill
it.
out,
He's-
chill out, chill out.
Okay,
Don't
all
do
right.
that. Don't do that.
He has a
But anyway,
driver.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, this is an amazing gift. I encourage everybody to check it out. Literally, let's just check it out. If you go to Paint Your Life, you will see what all you can get. But for those that are ready to move on this right now, Paint Your Life, I want you to know there is no risk at all. At paintyourlife.com, you can go right there. You love the final painting. If you don't, your money is completely refunded, and that's guaranteed. And right now, as a limited time offer, you can get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. That is the cherry on top, all right? To get this special offer, all you have to do is text the word internet to 64,000. Okay, that's internet to 64,000. That's INTERNET to 64000. Internet to 64,000. Paint Your Life. Celebrate the moments that matter most.
I'm doing it right now.
Hey, you should.
64,000.
I want
Yeah,
that. That
I got
sounds
It's
dope.
lit. Like, Pat got one of
Got my family over
his
their
family.
mantle.
He gave it to his mom.
It's very
You
very
said
elegant.
mantle. It's the flexes for me this whole episode.
Very elegant. It's
It's
very
the
elegant.
flexes. Who has the fucking
yeah.
mantle?
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah. I want to give one of my ex and put it on
Ooh,
my
I like
dog
that.
house's house.
You be like, cause you dead to me. I
Yo,
like that.
It's not just she dead. She ugly as hell. She's so ugly.
Was she
She's-
ugly when you was with
I
her?
hate
Yes.
Why was you with her then?
Because I like her. I'm not
well,
that
that's
kind
cute.
of dude.
You
Like,
liked her.
She was so cool, but I didn't even realize how ugly she was until my best friend pulled me to the side. He's like, yo, bruh. He said, you know you can do better, right?
Whoa.
He did.
Even, was she nice? Did she have a good
No,
person?
she wasn't nice. She
Wait,
was
then
just
I-
sexy. You ever seen ugly
No,
sexy?
how you ugly and
You never
sexy?
seen ugly
It's a
sexy?
thing.
No.
Oh,
It's
you
a thing.
tripping. It's a
being,
thing.
Being cute, sexy, and there's one more. They're totally different. It's like
Wait a minute. I
no,
never
no.
seen
Cute,
Okay,
that.
so like-
cute, sexy, and fine are totally
Let
different
me
things.
say it like this. Like, this is the best
Let me
way.
see.
'cause
I love
this
how
is
Give me
she's
an
from,
example.
processing
this
it.
is from
She
a
like,
woman, right? Farron would have used one of her hall passes to fuck Lil Wayne. Now,
You know, that's the crazy.
okay,
That was literally who
here's
was
the
in my
thing.
brain.
Yeah,
I
so
was like,
she's
he's the
not
only person-
necessarily attracted to
Lil
him
Wayne.
physically.
Lil Wayne.
But the energy that he'll mix, the fact that he's the greatest at something, the
Yo.
confidence that he has when he's
confidence.
rapping, she's like, I'd
It's
give
not
it to
just
him.
Yo.
judging
It's
a
not
book.
just, it's not, yeah, it's
by
not
its
just
cover.
the visuals.
It's true though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
like
it's
a
real
lot of
attracted to
y'all know a
energy.
lot of
Yeah.
our peers, a lot of comedians. They don't be that hot, but they have
The
beautiful
energy,
women.
though,
And
the
you
energy
funny.
You know what I mean?
That's
Oh,
a
yeah,
That's
given.
what we
funny
were
is
just talking
funny,
about.
Funny
funny
trump a
guys
lot.
and bad boys.
It's
Oh, you
something
never had a problem
Pete
getting women.
Davidson, he ain't that hot on the eyes to me, at least. He's had Ariana Grande,
Okay.
Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? He about to have
I
hot
love that you said his name.
He doesn't seem like he's like black women's bag though. Like I've never seen him with like
This
a
is
black
true.
woman. You know, that's just
Women
like,
who
yeah.
wanted to be black.
Yeah, I mean that's different. That's hella different.
Yo.
That's a good portion
This
of our
girl's
earth.
ugly.
Y'all
All right, what
saying
would you rate her?
something.
1 to 10, even when you were with her. Don't like put any like that's my ex. I want to
She's
like.
a negative 13. She was ugly, man. This girl was. When I
Wait
tell
a
you,
minute.
I've
This is
never-
really
she was
interesting.
beat your chest ugly.
Like, was she like? Give me an example of somebody who she
ugly.
looked like.
She don't look like nobody.
Can you? All right,
That's how
girl.
you know you ugly.
I'm sorry if you're
You can't
watching
find
this.
an example.
I don't know you.
I'm not
But
going to
since
say
this
which
is-
girlfriend she was.
No, since this is just too funny for me. Can you describe her?
Ugly.
No, but like if you
What
were to
was
be like
ugly
If you
about
had
her?
to open the inside of the butthole of a kangaroo. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No. Give me some features that you're like
No.
you be looking at and you're like,
Her
Nah,
nose,
it
her
wasn't a
teeth.
feature. She was just hard. She had a hard face.
She was
like,
handsome.
No, she was beyond. She was just a hard. I think she knew. Like she. I remember we had a conversation. She was like, "I'm paraphrasing, but I'm out of her league. Like she didn't deserve me, and I'm not like Boris Kojo, but
she said that?
yeah, in so many words. Like she knew, but she had a.
But
nice,
I need
That's
something
bad
like
when your
what
friends
was it
tell you.
about
When do
her?
your
But she
friends
was
feel
just-
comfortable
it was
saying
just-
your?
What'd you say, Johnny?
That's the gag for me. When do your friends feel comfortable enough to tell you, hey, the
'Cause he
person
was my
you
best
picked,
friend.
I've never
It's
never
like,
told
I've
any of my
never-
friends that.
yeah, even if I
that's-
thought it,
that's-
I
this
just
my
held
boy.
it to myself.
Because
My
if they
boy's
like
so
them, then
funny.
it's like that's it.
Yeah,
That's
you hold
the
it
end
to
of
That's
it.
the
yourself.
same name. Yeah, not to hear his name,
Robert.
But he's so funny, man. He told this girl, not my ex, but she was uglier than my ex. He said she looked
You
like
got a type.
a stack of doo-doo, because with eyes.
stack?
A stack with
Like,
eyes.
not even just
like
doo-doo.
a pile of
So
crap.
like so like
with
more
eyes.
than one person shit
Yeah,
there.
and it killed the whole school bus. Like we were everybody, because she was mean too.
Okay.
That's to me. That's what makes it okay to be mean to an
Yeah,
ugly
yeah,
person.
yeah.
When
If
they're
she was
mean.
I
just-
know
if she
you're
was minding
talking
her own
about
business.
somebody like Sister Patterson. I Love New York's mom. She's the only person I've been like, I've never found nobody where I've said that we're like, oh, they're ugly. I usually find something like they got a beautiful spirit, something.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
she was the first person
Inside
I
and
was
out.
like, she's actually ugly. Like, she's not physically attractive, and her spirit is ugly.
Yeah. See, so, and that's why
So
I
but
feel
I'm
okay.
trying to say like ugly, like you saying like you would notice in her silhouette.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Ooh.
Nah, I can't say.
Ooh.
Nah, she wasn't that bad in her silhouette.
Did she have-
That's funny.
Did she have body?
Priceless.
She had body.
She had body.
That's what
she
it
had
was.
body.
She had good
But
credit.
she was,
Good credit.
Back then, I don't think that was
Nah, credit wasn't a thing.
Good
She-
poos.
Yeah.
Then that's
I
what it
used to
was. I
climb
was like,
in-
it had to be
well,
something
but it had
there.
to
What?
be something before that because I had to find out about that because I used to climb in her window, right? But yeah,
Climb
Yeah,
I
what's
was
the age?
I was like 14.
Oh, then that's what it was. You
no, I was
were
like 16.
young,
face wasn't
dumb,
finished
full
cooking.
of cum.
Her face wasn't
Oh, it's
cooking.
finished
That's-
now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, how old was she?
We were like the same age.
How you ugly at that age?
Man.
I didn't know
Like,
we were.
how is it
I didn't know we were
infinitely-
making fun of
Yo.
14-year-olds this whole
Yo,
time.
no,
Oh,
no,
shit.
I
no.
thought this was
No,
like
but
high
for
school,
like-
I
college.
was in high school. I was in high school. That's why I said no. I was 16. But as a matter of fact, I might. Yeah, I think I was between 16 and 17.
Okay, then
the
that's
girl
funny.
was hard, and the reason why I don't feel bad about
an
saying
adjective
these
I
things
want
is because
ever.
how hard she was. Like I didn't know she was selling dope. I didn't know. Yeah, she was
Oh.
a thug.
She was
Was
like
she a butch?
Nah, she was.
Did
just
she wear flannel a lot?
Nah, she didn't. The girl had, bruh.
So I'd say she might have.
She was she
is
non-binary?
subliminal.
Was she non-binary?
Nah, she was clearly a woman.
But not like, you know what I mean? Like like meaning like she was like, yo, I'm a nigga and
Nah,
a female.
nah. She was a woman that she was just hard looking. She was hard. She was hard.
And
like
this was St. Louis.
yeah.
All right, so listen.
And
I
she
have
sold-
seen
she was
young
a
people
drug
like
dealer.
that though before.
St.
We're
Louis-
stressed.
St.
It's
Louis
your
is- St.
experience.
Louis is-
Yeah,
I
I've
hate
seen
if
some
you
people
ever
like, I'm
find
like,
this podcast that you hear this, and I'm sorry that you're
Well, I
ugly.
mean, it was funny at first. Now it seems like it
seems
maybe
sad.
an issue. No. It seems like she might come after us.
She might be a baddie now. though. She might be a baddie.
I was quiet for all the time. So
Have you
ain't
have
talking
you
about
kept tabs?
You know what? I recently
He was curious.
I went on Facebook and I found her. I was like, still ugly. Like, she didn't grow out of it.
Hey,
Like,
can we look? Do you remember her name on Facebook?
Oh, you
Jonnae,
serious?
How are you? Tell us what's to do
trying
with
to
you.
get me
He
killed.
is. This motherfucker.
No,
I thought
it
you
was
liked
just-
me.
No,
Let me
it
tell
was
you
just for me to look
me
at
tell
it. Be
you
like,
something.
Why would you
I
say
wouldn't-
that off
no,
air?
I wouldn't have said it.
Listen,
I would have
let me tell you
message it.
I had a private event this weekend.
This dude is a
I
butthole.
curated a private event this weekend. I invited who I thought with my friends, people that wouldn't know how to
There was
conduct
nothing but
themselves
Tahir
properly.
friends there.
Right? So I rent a boat this weekend, right? We on the boat, we
Player,
chilling.
P.
You know what I'm saying?
See the
Pushing
flexes?
Pushing
See the-
P. I got the speaker there. I got the I'm talking about a big jug. I mean, not even jug. What is it
A
called?
jug of money.
No, a
cooler, yep.
Cooler of
See, I want to be
mimosa.
that rich, right? I don't
We
even know
got-
what
we
a
got-
cooler
what's
is.
a
What is
cooler?
that?
We got 10
just
bottles.
forgot.
All those things.
A toilet?
10 bottles
yeah.
of Prosecco and a half a jug
Rich
of
ass.
orange juice in here.
Wait.
right?
10 bottles of what?
Prosecco, champagne. We got
This
10 bottles
dude.
of champagne.
That's not even
He's
no
not
rich thing.
rich.
Everybody
That's a
brought a bottle.
$14 bottle.
Yeah, and everybody
Like,
brought a
okay.
bottle. Everybody brought a bottle.
Sorry.
So right,
What was
so
the
we here, we
I
having a
didn't
good
know.
time. We go around the marina. We playing the music. We talking. Everybody's having a good time. Grand old time. All right, we make it back. Right, I'm about to go under the bridge that we go to the dock to.
You
Right.
sound like a troll, right?
So there are 3 openings to the bridge. So I'm thinking all of them is good, right? So I go to the one that's closest to me, which just happens to be to the right.
There's also buoys. There's also buoys that
The
say
buoys don't. I
they
don't
say
remember the
don't
buoys
do this.
saying. I don't remember the buoys saying that. Also, I'm paying attention to the current because the steering wheel had a lot of play in it.
There's a buoy with a sign that with a nigga doing this.
It's not.
What
Anyway,
was the password to here? What was
long
the
story
password?
short,
Me had to
we
say a
get
password.
beached, right? We get the boat gets beached on the sand because the tide is so low. Not because I did anything wrong, but because the tide is so low. I'm thinking everybody's like, we're laughing, we're having a good time. I call the people, they on their way. I'm thinking everybody's chilling. I didn't know Pat was documenting the whole thing. Pat,
Everybody was.
This
No.
is Pat Geographic. This
Oh,
is Pat
my
Geo. You are an
People were
episode.
tagging me and stuff too.
This is to hear
Our
more in
audience
their
just
natural
didn't watch
habitat.
this
I'm talking about Pat got a 6-minute video on how this happened, the help coming, us
I
getting
gotta
from
see
one
this.
boat to the other boat. And his thing, once we got in the other boat, the first boat lifted up. It was all the weight was gone, so it was no problem. But Pat was
That's
like,
how
"Oh,
boats work.
we shipwrecked to here crashing to the beach.
We were shipwrecked.
We weren't shipwrecked, man. It was a little hang up.
No,
is what it was.
A little hang
It was
up.
a bridge. And like I always say this to Tahir's point. None of us saw it coming. It did look like full water, but the you could just step out one leg and touch the bottom. And there was a little beach there. There was a couple people on towels that were just kind of like laid out. There's a couple people
There
fishing.
was no beach. Jonnae, what's new with you? How you been, Jonnae? Tell us.
You know,
This
I'm just
is-
So you
out
got
here.
the
This
you know.
sounds like a cartoon, but go ahead.
Listen, I'm just mad I didn't get invited to the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Here's the thing.
Same.
Felt like we were
First of all,
Pirates.
he doesn't live here. And second of all, I tried to pull like some couples together.
I want to
right?
go. I
It's
got
like,
a man.
I didn't know that. You don't never post it?
Jonnae's got a man.
Wait a minute, he at home. Why ain't he at work?
Because-
It's 3:30. Answer that.
He works
That-
from
He's
home.
like us. He's
I
like
was about
us.
to say, why
Even
are
worse.
we at work?
He's like, he's
He
just
works
like
from
us.
home.
He's a creative. He's a music producer.
Okay, I need to meet him.
Dr. Dre.
Okay, yeah.
All right, you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Jonnae, I'm glad to have you here. You have a new comedy series going out. I saw you did the show, what was it? This past Thursday or the Thursday before last?
Yes. So, you might have to edit this part out. I'm no longer doing that show, but Laughs at Legacy Lounge.
Boom.
Yes. So
Okay.
stay tuned for the next venture for
There it
that
is.
one.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Which we had talked about that
It's-
beforehand.
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
didn't know
move
that was gonna be
conversation
one of the
along.
questions.
Well, you
but
know, I'm trying to follow all
it's
my
all good.
friends.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so
No,
it's like-
you know what?
No, because it's like as of like a week to
It's new.
we'll talk.
Well, you know what I
Off.
did get caught up on? The first
Yeah.
thing that I haven't seen Jonnae in a minute.
Yeah.
We I feel like 2021 we saw each other
We
quite a bit.
more than we should have during the pandemic. I will
sounds-
say
I was
that.
about
sounds
to say more than
suspect.
we should have. Jesus. But I feel like just since the holidays started with COVID and me having it, and then
Yeah,
the new
we all
year,
had
I
that
haven't
shit.
seen a lot of people. But the first thing that you said was, "Hey, how are your plants?"
How are your plants? Because I know you're a plant parent. I'm a plant parent. I know Hippie Goals is a
Hippie Goes is a
she's
plant. I don't even say a
She's
parent.
a,
She
she's
runs
a
a
plant
plant
community plant.
Yeah.
She's a plant warden.
She got
She's
yeah.
yeah,
The
a
plant
warden. That's
warden.
the
She
got
perfect
a
name.
garden,
Yeah,
bro. She
she's
literally
Hippie
has a-
goals.
That's
Hippie
Christina,
Goals
yeah.
right there.
You
So,
love
know
plants
what I
like
mean?
that.
She got a whole. Would you
Oh.
say you're a botanist?
Bruh, you got to see her zucchinis. Her zucchinis?
Heavy.
Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
her
yeah.
zucchinis?
Botanist
See her
is just-
zucchinis.
Yo, she literally brings food up to like L.A. from where she's from, and she
Where you
drops
from?
it off at what are those places called? Not halfway houses, but
Really?
Well, in her case, because she really, community girl.
yeah, food banks.
Oh,
That's
food
what
bank.
it is.
Okay.
Food
You
bank.
donate a lot of your food?
Halfway.
Is it just too much to eat?
I have 3 huge plots with lots of
Oh, that's dope.
What's a plot?
Plot of land.
No, yeah, but I don't know how much.
It's like 4 by 12,
What's a plot?
4 by 12 plots, and I grow so much food I can't eat it all.
And it
Okay.
tastes amazing.
So you
know?
donated.
Yes, a lot of it.
Dope. You going to heaven.
I'm
Wherever that
so
is.
jealous. I want that.
Yeah.
I'll bring you some.
I want that life.
Can I say something?
You called me out though.
Before we end this, I don't know how much time we have left, but I just
We got
want
some time.
About 20 minutes.
Okay. I
You
love
got something to
Jonnae.
do.
No, I just
Nobody mentioned time.
I just love you. Like since I start seeing you, the essence of you, your skin, you're a beautiful sister, and
Thank
I
you.
love the power of your comedy. It's
Thank you.
so dope that I think a lot of people don't know until they hear your brand of comedy what's missing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you eat a good meal, you're like, something's missing. That's what I feel like your flavor of comedy brings to the game.
That means a
That
lot.
is
That
yeah.
means a lot.
Seriously.
Crazy.
That means a
compliment.
lot.
It's like a missing
That means a
ingredient
lot.
that you
That was
added.
a creative compliment.
That means
Yeah.
a hell of
I've
a
never
lot.
heard anything like that, but I'll tell you, if I was single, I would use that. I was like,
You
I didn't know that I was missing something until I met you.
But that, let
eat
me
food
say
all
this
my
though.
life.
Let
I
me.
didn't know that
Sometimes
it
you
could
eat a
taste
good
this
meal
much
and you
better.
don't know what's missing, and
Yeah.
you bring that.
Yeah,
Listen.
and,
My
and
God,
I mean it.
You should have made us pay for that type of thing.
And I'm not done.
Oh,
So
there's more.
I know you can take
I'm
more
gonna turn red.
compliments,
I'm
but
gonna turn red.
I mean the same thing for Tahir.
There we
Like
go.
when I saw, bro, when I saw you come into the game, and to see you on stage, what you have morphed into, not just comedically, like with your stand up, but what you doing with all of this with Kev and just individually and the way you partner with people, man, you got the Russell Simmons effect on a whole nother level because it's so not knowing the future. Nobody knows the future, but when COVID hit, the level of uncertainty that the world has been hit with, and you keep trucking through this as an entrepreneur, able to build and hold down not only a household and a family, but I don't care how long you've been married, you always newly married. But to see you grind and build, and from the toys that you've shown me, I'm so moved and impressed by what you've done, not just monetarily. Please don't cough again.
Sorry, I know. Here's the thing. I
Please don't
literally.
cough again.
Here's the
Damn
thing.
this compliment.
Here's the thing. I've been holding my weed cough since
Please
I
don't
walked in the
cough
door.
again.
moment.
And I was like, let me do it now before I start. I
Please don't
thought,
do it again.
I tried to mute it.
You just
Please.
scared the
It's
hell out of
okay.
me.
I can show
Please
you
stop.
negative COVID results. I always am a responsible.
Yeah, but that was then.
outsider.
That was then.
But
That
dead ass, that was a weed cough that I've been holding
Okay.
Hey, we
elegantly for
we
so
have,
long.
All
we
my
have
compliments.
been
I've been holding that
ostracized
cough
for the past
long.
2 years.
So long I've been
We
holding
cough all
it.
the time, guys.
I love you, but I hate your
really
immune
thought
system.
I got rid of it. Like, I was like this. Let me tell you, I thought it out. Literally, I was gonna do a 15 minute. I was like, take the sip. They're gonna think the cough is from the ginger.
Nope.
This show is
Fudge.
off of the
I
rails.
really tried.
man.
I really
But
tried.
Thank you so
Damn
much,
it.
man. I appreciate
Oh,
it,
that
man.
time
Love
is
you,
up.
bruh.
That's-
Yeah,
I didn't want to
it.
stop the
Straight up.
flower.
That's hella.
You
That's
have
hella
more
accurate,
to say.
though.
What else before?
Well, I mean, just this whole situation, like with you, like I've watching you from Tahir been telling me I need to get on my social media game for years, but to see you in person and to see what I saw you do, and then the whole thing about God, I'm like, dude, I know you know how smart you are, but I wouldn't undervalue that. But what we can bring to the table with the new world order, pretty much, like it's like, damn, we got this. We've been duped for so long, believing that we had to go to school to do these things and stuff. Like, we the school, life the school, and you're all doing it in this space with just love and energy. I had a bad day. I got over it. I'm still in here doing this. That's what you give to me, bro. Like, when I don't see this man for months at a time, and then we get to sit down, connect, and talk, and we talk about what you can't say on camera about just real life, like, I'm like, this is what life is. This is what life is. This is why skateboarders matter. This is why tattoo art matters. Because it's not just for what you're exemplifying on your skin, it's what that meant for the artist to put that ink into your skin. because it not only provides them income, but I'm doing my art and I'm making a living off of it. And that's what comedy means to me. It make my heart beat fast. I've had a woman tell me she didn't commit suicide because she heard me perform.
That
will change your whole career. If you focus on the right things, that will change your whole path.
Dude, that's what being a creative means.
I literally have said that since the moment I started comedy. Because I never knew what to charge for shows. When people were like, yo, how much would you want me to do it? I never knew. Because I would do this shit for free. If my bills were paid, I would do it for free.
Yeah.
Because there's no amount of money that could pay, that could equal that type of compliments. Or to know that someone that is terminally ill watched your special or watch a show that you're on or a movie that you're in. And for that moment, that 30 minutes, that 22 minutes with commercials or that hour and a half movie or hour long special.
Knowing they had a limited amount.
Limited amount of time, but also for that amount of time, nothing else mattered. They laughed. They laughed uncontrollably.
Yeah.
They lived in that moment for everything that you provided through that path of entertainment, whichever way it was. They just lived in that moment. There's no amount of money that can.
And they don't even realize that you're reciprocating that you're giving to them. Like that's still you. Yeah. It's making your engine run. That's why I told you when we start talking at the top of the hour that my cousin Tony had a stroke. And I know she gonna watch the podcast. Tony, I love you. And you're one of the reasons I do this. Like, she can't talk right now, but she can watch videos and she can be entertained. My cousin is so strong. Like, it's so powerful. Can you imagine losing your voice? Yeah. Wow. She had a stroke but she's not a comic, but she one of the funniest people I know. Hands down. Yeah. Like, if she wanted to get on stage, she'd kill a room. She'd kill a room. She's her energy. She had to carry her whole family when her mother died. Then she lost her sister. And then her other sister is dealing with stuff. And she's just used to carrying people. Yeah. But when she had a stroke and I still had to talk to her and to hear her laugh through it all, she can still laugh. I'm not taking away the fact that it's important to talk, but to laugh, I know a lot of people are starting to tap into it now, how important laughter is.
Oh, my God.
You need to laugh a bunch of times a week right now.
A day.
Right.
If you're going to get through with this intact.
It's a vitamin, bro.
Yeah.
It's healing.
So right? To all creatives listening to this, just recognize what you bring to the table is pretty much, this is my way of seeing it. It's a ministry. Everything we do, like if you edit, it's a ministry because it's a part of the machine that's helping us move forward to get the goal accomplished. So just keep doing whatever you're doing. But I said that because I know she's watching these videos and it helps her get through all of these moments. And a lot of people, just think about all the people who are deaf or they just can't talk for whatever reason, or they're embarrassed or they're an introvert. Like, what we do and what others do as entertainment pours into them.
That's what helped me start making my comedy set more about me. Because, you first start doing comedy, you just want to say something funny.
Yep.
And when you're young in the game, you talk about what you know. High school, maybe some underage drinking, maybe some sex. That's why they typically say it takes 10 years for you to find your voice in comedy because you need to go through something.
Yeah.
If you fresh out of high school, you don't know shit.
Right. Yeah.
Right? You can't relate to anything except for 18-year-olds, right? But when you go through a real heartbreak, something that you thought this might have been your forever person. When you go through a career change, when you go through losing a parental or another close family member, or a best friend getting killed in your house, then you can really talk about something and people can relate to that. And that's when I really started.
They can
and they can empathize with it. So that's when I really started making my comedy about myself, because it's like, bro, I am a person who loves to entertain but also hates people. I'm an introverted extrovert.
You're entertaining people that you wouldn't normally hang around with.
Right? And that's cool because I can control that. I can control how long I'm on stage. But when I want to revert and go back home, I can do that. And there are so many people that are like that, and there are so many people that like rock music or alternative music, but like the masses just show us, oh, you blacks, you can only like hip hop, right? Or you can only like R&B.
Right.
This motherfucker learned classical music. He can play classical music. He loves video games. I love skateboarding. I played tennis. I was first seat, and now we're at a place in life where we
First
can
seat in tennis?
First seat in tennis. Yeah, I was
That's
first
the
seat.
thing?
Yeah, so first seat basically means that like you're the first to play. You're the best player on the team.
Oh, it's just like music.
Yes. Yeah.
I did not know that was what it was called. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
when
Keep
it
going.
when it comes to like singles,
Yeah,
doubles,
yeah. First seat, okay.
Yeah, so I love that, but like
Music,
you know,
that's huge.
traditionally,
First seat.
like they love to put people in boxes and stuff, and like you can't do this if you're in this box.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're in a great place right now where you are able to be who you are unapologetically,
Right.
and prove that yes, we're very similar. And I think that astrology gives a general synopsis of people of that certain astrology sign, but we are all so different but alike at the same time.
Yeah.
That's why you go to a rap concert and you see white, Asian, black, all shades of brown people there. That's why you can go to our museum and you see all shades of color there, appreciate the same piece of art. I feel like music is one of the strongest connectors outside of laughter in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Serious.
there are movies that you really resonate with, but there are songs that can go for every mood and emotion
Man.
that you
And
experience
it can
in life.
bring you
Have
out
y'all-
of some stuff.
It can help you through it. Yes.
Let me say this because I gotta leave with those speakers you said I could have. This brother, he has an album collection that's so dope, and I haven't even had the opportunity to thumb through them yet. But when I met Tahir and I saw that he had an album collection, like get you some albums. Like
Yeah.
it's not just the sound when you put the needle on the record, even though that's a big part of it, but the art in the albums that they used to do. Like, dude, it's a nostalgia of it. But to your point about what music does to you, it can uplift you. It could take you back to a moment when you first started making love or whatever. Like, it's songs that connect you to a history.
It captures some of the either the best or worst parts of your life.
Yeah.
For me, it more than anything, it shows the connection of the energy and the human force, in the sense of like, you think you're going through something that no one else has gone through. You had this happen, all in the same week.
Right.
You're like, yo, nobody can know what I'm going through. Then you hear a song, you're like, yo, this motherfucker knows exactly what I'm going
Right.
through.
Yeah.
And that right there makes you feel connected. It helps you feel less isolated. It helps you feel more human.
Right.
Like you're not a black sheep. Like you're not the only person going through that. And that, to feel a sense of belonging, to feel a sense of a tribe
Right.
is so powerful, because then you stop beating up on yourself as much.
Oh,
This
yeah.
only happened to me because of this, and this. And this happened because of this, and this. I mean, it's always you. But you find a song that you resonate with that really talks to that situation. You be like, oh, it's not just me. Other people going. And in that moment, you find the strength to keep pushing on, to not take that pill, to not take that drink, to
as
not
perfect,
jump off whatever.
I feel like as perfect as that is, you still get the opposite of it, which is very negative for the artist. You know what I mean? Like, I saw this really dope Drake interview where he was like talking about fans that were like, yo, take me back to this album, or do this album again.
No.
And he was smart enough to be like, yo, what you have to realize is that music is so powerful in terms of what it connects within you, that like people who deal with dementia and can't recognize people in their families, you know, and they're looking at people they've seen their whole life and can't recognize them. You play a song that was their shit.
Yep.
They start remembering the lyrics, they start remembering all this stuff, and this is a study. So it's like, okay, if we know that music is that powerful, then back to the Drake interview, he was smart enough to know, like, okay, I know that when I drop this album, these people who are saying that, they're talking about a certain part of their lives, whether it was them in college, or them when they had this first love, or them when they first got married. This album is a marker in their lives, and that's just attached to some good or bad times. Even bad times. Music can get you through bad times too. But if
Absolutely.
it's attached to this stuff, now you're like attached to that album or that artist, and you're like, give me that again. And if they're not smart, they'll be like, yo, okay, let me try to imitate that. But if they're cognizant like Drake was, he was just like, you just want me to replicate a part of your life. I can't do that.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I recreate the exact same sound of that album. You are trying to connect it to something personally that I can't cover.
Yeah, you can't. There's no,
And that's
it's
how
impossible.
powerful music is. Yeah.
And that's how powerful it is. And I love the way that you wrap that up with that, because I felt to a large degree the same way about Kanye's first album. Like, there's nothing he's done to me that topped College Dropout. And I want to be brought back to that moment, but that's not Kanye's responsibility.
If he went back to that now, you still would be like, you grew so much that this is not the same person.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's impossible.
And that's what a lot of people who are listeners don't realize, that like when I made that, I was still growing.
Yep.
So
And you're
and
still growing. You never stop growing.
you never
Right.
stop growing, right?
Which
And-
your music should show that evolution. If you're an artist and every song of every album sounds the same, or every album compared
Is
to
the
the
same.
one sounds the same, then
You're not growing.
you're not growing.
Yeah.
Well, you
As an
just
artist,
It's fan service. You're
Yeah.
you're servicing the fans, and they're happy every time because they're like, I like this sound, I like this
Right.
sound, I like this sound. But as an artist, like Kanye, like what we were just talking about, you can go from that sound to Twisted Fantasy
808, yeah,
to
all that,
what he's
yeah.
doing now, and these are 3 different people going through 3 completely different things.
at different phases in life, and mom
And
died.
he's bipolar, and
Yeah.
I could, and not to make light of it.
No,
like,
I mean,
because,
that's
I deal with the
adds
same
to
shit.
it.
So
Yeah.
it's like when you have that alone, you have, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That means you
That other effect.
experience extremes of both. So you're going to be able to create music that is extremely uplifting. You know what I mean? But also music that is extremely, maybe kind of along the lines of trauma porn, where it's like you could just relate to that, you know? But one thing that I would say I learned from my dad, it's a quote he has, that music triggers either a moment or a memory, you know? And if you
real.
think about that, that's
Oh,
super.
yeah.
He's a DJ.
Well, your
You
dad
know?
is so on
So,
point.
you know,
and a pastor, because we
and
did
a
his
pastor,
club.
DJ and a
DJ and a
pastor.
pastor.
We did his
So
club
you,
down in San
you know the
Diego.
power of
It's
music, even in the church.
Hilarious.
Yo, me
You
and
know?
Jonnae have some moments.
Moments.
We have only hung out a handful of times, but on those hangouts, Atlanta,
Let's not talk about Atlanta. Or we
Tahir,
can look
let me-
talk about different versions of selves. No.
Atlanta, we did a show. I called my people. They pulled up. They took us
That
out.
was epic.
We kicked it that night.
Almost got beat up.
I almost got beat up.
Yeah, I broke
Jonnae
a
got
shoe.
drunk.
Remember I broke a shoe?
She broke her
Whoa,
shoe.
whoa,
I threw up in the
whoa, whoa,
airport.
whoa, no,
Wait,
don't
It
gloss
was
over
you
it.
know.
Don't gloss over it.
Both of
Why?
y'all almost got beat up.
We
or
got,
just one of
I-
y'all?
we
it
got
was just
3
me.
minutes left.
It
We
was
got
just
3
me.
minutes
Oh,
left,
you was
guys.
turned
So
up.
listen, check this out.
Damn it.
Obviously, this has been an amazing show. I told you I was gonna be fired. I got my brother here. I got my sister in the trenches here. I got my other brother, man. It's a fantastic show. I couldn't have asked for a better show. We couldn't have asked for a better show. So early in the year, man, we got to get you back and separately. Because
Please.
I want to, like, we didn't
Such
get a chance
strong
to, like,
personality.
Wait, can I give my flowers real quick?
absolutely. Johnny,
All right.
yes.
Can I do that? Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, because I get ADHD too. So here we go. Arvin Mitchell. Here's the full circleness of it. Arvin Mitchell was the first comedian that I knew, met even before I did comedy. I seen him at an event First Friday. I got his contact just because I'm like, invite me to shows. I hadn't even caught the comedy bug, did comedy. My first moment in stand-up comedy, doing like my start. You know, we all got our start.
Yes.
Cal State University, Northridge, Jimmy Kimmel College Comedy Search.
Okay, see,
Right?
son, let's go.
Right?
Matadors.
It just happened to be on our campus, but that was the South, the Southern California. So that
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
there's people coming from everywhere,
Everywhere,
Portland, all this
yeah.
shit. It just was on our campus. I signed up the day of, call Arvin Mitchell. Like, he's a comedian, I know, Like, Arvin, you got any advice? There's a show I'm about to do. It's similar to what he said. He said, talk your truth. Nobody can tell you what's funny. Like, you talk about what you know and go from there. Did that, ended up being runner-up and never stopped since. So if it wasn't for Arvin Mitchell and even that advice, I started with someone who knew the power of just telling your story.
truth, yeah.
It wasn't a gimmick. It wasn't
Yes.
a game. None of that.
Yeah.
And I respect Arvin for the same reason I
Thank you.
respect you and you. Y'all never tried to fuck. You know what I mean? Like, niggas
true.
be trying to like, oh, I got an opportunity for you.
As I pride myself.
You know what I mean?
on
Like,
that.
that shit is so
very
real. Like,
proud.
y'all
I
are so,
pride myself
you
on
know what
that.
I
I
mean?
don't try
Like,
to
y'all are
mess with
genuine.
any women, and like,
You know?
it makes sense because
It's such a
y'all,
hard- it's
y'all
a-
skills should be speaking for
It's
itself.
such a
Yeah.
male-dominated field.
yeah.
If I can alleviate one ridiculous pressure from there by not doing that,
Yeah.
then that's easy to do.
And your flowers. You saved my life, Tahir. I know that sounds deep. People say that,
That
but
does.
on God, you talked about doing the cruise ships. I had got hired to do cruise ships. got fired the same excursion. You know what I mean? Got back like, oh my God, I have planned out my life. You know what it is. I'm
Yeah.
like, like I knew money-wise, this is what I'm finna do. This is what I'm finna
Yeah.
do. Feeling real down. I mean, to the point where like, pills, here we go.
Wow.
You hit me up. Hey, there's a show called Bad News. You want to do it? You know what I mean?
killed it.
Out of nowhere.
And you
And
killed
that
it.
I remember I was
Wow.
terrified. I was like, I don't really roast. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it was like from that moment, then it got to meet you. And like y'all, it's like when people hit you up, it's a big town. It's a lot of talented people. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it feels when you can
Yeah.
feel like, damn, I've been out here. I'm doing like, what's going on? You know what I mean? But the very day you hit me up.
Yeah.
And I knew I had COVID. This was before COVID, but yeah, a bitch was feeling all the way down. But yeah, you saved my life. That's why I was so skinny. Remember, you was like, you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
COVID wasn't even here. It was just cruise lines. You know cruise lines.
Yeah.
You got a
damn.
virus that was undiagnosed.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
Thank you, thank y'all. Like
You-
you know,
No, I
you
mean,
know what I
thank
mean.
you. No, I mean,
Like
you
to
know
the
what,
point
I'ma
where
say
like you
this.
just
I-
never know.
I know we wrapping up, but thank you for everything you just said. But
Yeah.
you like, we treasure your brand of comedy, whether gender excluded. You know what I mean? Like you funny.
Thank you.
You know, and so everybody who trying to hit all the time, like, yeah, that's a different issue. You know, but you great.
Right.
And I'm glad you still with us.
Me too. I'm glad. No, thankful,
Samesies.
very grateful. It's just we, just shout out to anybody who deals with and struggles with, or it's a journey.
With depression,
and a lot
yeah.
of creatives and a lot of comedians. We may deal with things that people may not always want to talk about, but
Silent
thank
battles.
God for the
Yeah.
voice and you all following just discernment, Holy Spirit, just to say, pick up the phone, let me hit up this person,
Yeah.
because that's to me that's what that was.
Wow.
And
Goddamn.
all those
Wow.
moments.
We'll be going on forever if we don't stop this. So I have to
man.
do this.
Yeah.
Flowers to everybody. Obviously, y'all know how I feel about my brother. Y'all know how I feel about Jonnae. I know how she feels about. Y'all know how I feel about Pat. Pat is one of the most creative persons I've ever met in my entire life. Very, very likely one of the most creative people I've ever met in my life. Like top 3 at least. If we can get him on time, oh my God, this motherfucker would be a force to be reckoned with. If we can get him to get his card for his account that we signed up for 2 years ago, oh my God, it'd be force.
This
If
is
he would
going
just
so
take-
positively.
If he would get his disbursements out so we can get our taxes together, oh my God. But like creative.
Tahir will break up a good time to
Yeah,
make people
listen,
laugh.
Yes, I will. Because I want the best for him. Let me tell you something.
necessary.
Pat is so fucking creative. If he had the business acumen, there wouldn't be no one above him. Like, and I mean that wholeheartedly.
You just gotta hire
I
somebody.
No. We hired somebody.
I overstand.
And even she be like, Pat,
I'm gonna
I need
request
you to-
time. If time is an issue, let me know. I will request time right now. I'll
Pat,
give
I
my
just
flowers
want-
as well.
I want the best of you because I know what you're
I can give
capable of.
flowers.
It would not be fair.
struggle with that too.
You understand me? It would not be fair to the rest of the world. No continent excluded. If this motherfucker was on his shit like evenly across the board, no, I wouldn't stand a chance. No one at in this room would stand a chance against him. He
All right.
thinks on a different spectrum. I've never met anybody. It's like the Miles Davis, the Michael Jordans, the goddamn me Ushers, like the people on levels that you like, oh man, how the fuck did they even do that? Like, that's Pat. The butterfly shit,
That's a great.
the
that's a
last
great
2
compliment.
brain cells in my brain. Like, who thinks like that? He's on the Tony Baker level. Tony Baker has a 5-minute bit on why cats are better than dogs. He has another 6-minute bit on the difference between bees, bumblebees, hornets, wasps, and yellow jackets. It's a 6-minute bit. And you hear 6 minutes, and you're like, oh, that's not a long time. When you have to talk for 6 minutes, it is an eternity. And the way Tony thinks is the exact same way Pat thinks. And
That's
you
ridiculous.
don't
There's
come
no
across that a
boundaries
lot.
with it.
This brother is one of the most talented people I've ever seen in my life, and I'm very thankful to be here amongst this group of people, man.
Well,
and I'm very thankful for the Scary Squad. You
Nope,
guys being here.
nope. Hey, I thought it was just a guest thing. If we all doing it, then I get my turn too.
Oh.
And I'll be quick. I'll go right. I'll go right to left.
Okay.
Jonnae,
Yes.
I've known you for a very long time. I've shot with you multiple times. I've seen you on stage, and I'm like I said, I'm gonna be quick. Between your style of comedy, between how funny you are, between how you look, between you being a woman, I don't think you understand what you represent. So I just need you to keep doing what you're doing and killing it.
Thank you.
Because I don't think you're even aware of what you're doing.
Thank
So
you.
that's my 2 cents about you.
Thank you.
Amazing. I don't know you that well.
I love it.
I wish I did.
You're gonna get to know.
I've literally known 0 people who were compared to Tony Baker immediately, and I don't mean that to downplay you at all,
Brother,
but just
I
know
get it.
that around here, Tony Baker's a very big deal.
Yeah, Tony Baker. I'm just gonna interject. Tony Baker is a comedy god, and he's brilliant.
I had
and
no idea
bruh. When I saw Tony,
the reach of his respect.
the fact that not just that he's a good man, but how purely genius he is. It's so fun to watch him.
Well, I can also tell how humble you are by how you tried to pivot just now. I don't fall for that kind of stuff. You tried to
Okay.
pivot to Tony. We talking about you.
Okay.
Your compliments on everybody was extremely unique to the point where I was like, I feel some of that.
It's real.
I feel some of
It's
that.
real, man.
Very, very real. So I do appreciate you a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on stage because
Thank you,
clearly
brother.
the hype is crazy.
Thank you,
And the backup was there. And then my boy Tahir. I wanted to say this right after yours, but I didn't know where it was going. I just wanted to say this real quick. I have not been on camera talent forever. It was around the time where Tahir and Meg joined All Def that I became on camera talent, and that's because things switched around and people Tahir jumped in at the same time as people were asking for me to be on camera. So I know as a fact that Tony Baker and Kev on Stage were like the guys on the channel, right? So it's been crazy to see Tahir's growth, as you were saying, because he almost got it a little bit more delayed. You know what I mean? His understanding was back here, and the audience was like right here. So like you guys have seen on the channel recently, he was like, I've just been, I'm just now getting comfortable enough to headline, and and it's like, I feel like the audience, we've been seeing that, but we were waiting for Tahir to see it, because it's been like that for a minute. So we've been seeing him not only grow online, but on stage. And it's like this whole thing of like, we were just talking about Tony Baker and stuff like that, which is just like the thing. But since we were kind of like, obviously he's been doing way longer than me, but since we were kind of like the new guys on the scene, we don't really see how much we catch up to people that we look up to. You know what I mean? Because it's not up to us. We're just working. We don't see the meters and
Prime
you,
example.
You get what I'm
I've
saying?
been doing this way longer than him. Look where he is.
That's
Look
what I'm
where he
saying.
is.
They don't see it, but the people around them do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for you to notice that, and you do you live here?
No.
Okay. So for you to be kind of like a friend that's like goes back, but like outside looking in type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's very cool to see. Very, 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 very cool to see you catch up to yourself.
Right. And it's funny that you said that on here, and maybe somebody might comment on what you just said, because Tahir is so removed from that part of the process.
You have to be. No, I get it.
It takes him time to catch up to his success because he's working so hard, and that's a gift and a curse. Like, recognize your strengths and acknowledge your successes, man, because life, not only is life short, but it's already outside entities that make us feel like we're not enough, but you need to recognize that you're enough. Like, things won't do it for you. Sometimes
you waiting for somebody, that outside entity, like you said, but sometimes, or a lot of times, especially like when you look like us, it don't come.
Imagine
it come when you get that Hollywood.
That's what I was about to say.
Red carpet.
Imagine all the people
Shit.
who got an Oscar and they go to the podium and they don't feel that. They thanking all these people.
Think
and
about how their journey before that. It was probably
Do you
like,
notice
nigga, why am I here?
All those people who win those awards, they don't even know where they are. They don't
I
have
just
any help.
wanna,
They don't.
How
a lot
can
of
you-
people
how
don't
can you
even
stop and
Yeah.
look,
It's
and
a-
look
it's
at
a
what you've
weird-
done. I feel like that is
because the fun is in the work
it's
too.
it's the responsibility of the people around you, really. Because how do you really stop and be like, oh shit, I'm amazing.
It's hard. That's
Yeah.
hard.
It's really the responsibility of the people
Because you're not
around
doing
you.
it for that thing.
Exactly. So if you don't
Alright.
have that,
I
then
feel myself tearing up, so we go
Oh,
ahead.
I
and-
know. Wait, I'm
Come
sorry,
on,
but I love
man.
that somebody commented.
Come
They said,
on.
"Welcome to what was it? Damn internet, you emotional. Damn emotions, you scary." That's why I started chuckling.
also
It was
this
it was
show.
it was
I mean,
We
something.
gonna go ahead and cut this short.
So, this is the last thing I want to say. Y'all might have to
Voice
do.
going high as fuck.
Y'all might have to do a whole nother show just responding to the comments on this show because we
This has
haven't
been great.
but
acknowledged
no,
anything.
our audience knows that Tahir ain't gonna take this shit. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Oh, Tahir's just gonna read this and be like, let me book another show." This nigga don't be looking at his own accomplishments. It's up to us.
The
So I'm
next-
glad y'all came through.
I'm glad I
And
was able to-
overwhelmed.
She just coughed again.
It's
We're
all because I've been holding it all my week. I
The
smoked
next-
a bowl before I got in here, and like you know how it goes.
The next episode I'm on here,
I've been
we're
holding
gonna,
all
we're
my
gonna talk
coughs.
about why you use nigga so much. And
You really don't like that word, huh?
He doesn't. He stopped,
Oh, that'd be a
stopped-
great-
He stopped saying it like before he moved away from here, like 2016,
I don't know.
2015.
We'll talk about that on the
No,
episode.
no, no. Why I think that would be a great episode is
Yeah.
because you'd think I went through the whole like, no, I get it. Like, no, I'm sorry. You'd think I would never have been lectured on why the word nigga is bad.
And I don't want to lecture you.
No. I've been through it a million times, and I was just like, yeah, I shouldn't say it. Nah, I'm gonna say it.
I've gone through the whole time period. Whole period. I had a whole shirt that said abolish the N
I
word.
like it.
But I'm not. I tried.
Yeah, but
Same with bitch,
and I
same with
say
hoe.
that in the same love. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What did you say?
No, I'm just saying. There's just certain words that it's like when you say it, they just taste. You know, it's like it's not.
You said nigga tastes good.
It's for
Nigga,
what?
bitch,
We
ho,
gotta
yes.
go, guys.
It's when you
Listen.
say it.
It's for
I love
what?
y'all. We'll
Oh,
see
shoot,
y'all next
yeah.
week.
We got a podcast to do. All
Peace, guys. Peace.
What a great
Thanks,
The
ending.
anime one. Later, guys.